piece. Well, it broke us all.
Angry, angry and angry. But the system stinks.
Jodie Whiting's mum and dad believe a callous system helped kill their daughter. She took her own life after her benefits were stopped.
I found letters where she'd wrote and says, no money, can't pay bills, I can't breathe. This is the life of Jodie Whiting. She just gave up hope.
Jodie has survived years of serious ill health, but when she was hospitalised by pneumonia, the Department of Work and Pensions declared her fit to work.
It was unbelievable. She cried. She said, Mum, what am I going to do? I can't walk out the door. I can't breathe.
Officials pursued Jodie and her distraught family even after her death.
She was laid in the undertakers. They sent a letter saying, you're fit to work. And how do you think that made us feel? Saying your daughter's fit to work while she's laid in the undertakers.
Jodie's family believe a second inquest would apportion some blame to the DWP for their daughter's death. And this is far from an isolated tragedy. The National Audit Office has found 69 suicides of benefit claimants. There may be more, because far too often families agonise in silence.
It still feels just as raw as it did on the day.
Helen Featherstone has never before spoken publicly about her son's suicide.
We found him lying there on his bed that afternoon, and I didn't know whether he was just asleep, and I touched his arm and he was cold.
Her bright-eyed boy, who'd wanted to be a doctor, in adolescence sank into a crippling depression, yet his benefits were halved after an official assessment.
It was just tick box questions. We had these sores, open wounds that were infected, and they were getting him to walk up and down and do things like that, and they had no idea what was underneath his clothing and that he was suffering terrible, terrible pain. They don't care about people like me, Mummy said.
2 months after Keir's death, 2 months too late, the DWP wrote to restore his payments.
He was vulnerable and he just needed that help and that care. And they took his lifeline away, really.
The DWP told us its priority is a compassionate service for claimants. In the vast majority of cases this happens, it said. But when, sadly, there is a tragic case, we take it very seriously, learn lessons and make changes. But campaigners say fundamental reform is long overdue.
We need both a significant overhaul of the current benefit system and an independent regulator that monitors the effectiveness of the DWP.
There's loads of people like Jodie. Every day of every week there's people suffering.
Jodie's family say a more humane system would be a worthy legacy after her difficult life and premature death. John Ray, News at 10.